Simple interest notes. A very important use of percentages that will affect the rest of your life, no matter what you choose to do as your profession, is interest. Whether you're saving money in a bank, saving for retirement, buying a car, or a house someday, interest will affect you. A great way to start thinking about interest is to look at what is called simple interest. Simple interest is a way for you to make money by giving a bank your money and letting them use it for a while. Forgetting to use your money, they will pay you a percentage of your money back in the form of interest. Also, when you purchase something with someone else's money, like a credit card, companies will charge you interest for using their money. The simple interest equation is below. I equals P times R times T. I stands for the interest that will either be paid to you or paid by you if you buy something, or given to you if you give your money to a bank. P stands for the principal. It's the amount that you deposit in the bank, or it's the amount that's loaned to you by a credit card company. It's the money you start with. R is the interest rate, and that'll be a percent, which you need to convert to a decimal. And the time, T, is in years. So interest equals principal times rate times time. Let's do a couple examples. Number one, how much interest does a $500 investment earn at 6% interest for 3 years? So we start with our equation, I equals P times R times T. We're looking for the interest. The P is the principal, that's the initial investment. The R is the interest rate, but I need to turn 6% into 0.06 to put into the equation. And then T stands for the time, which is in years, which is 3. So all I have to do to find the interest is to multiply 500 times 0.06 times 3. And that ends up being $90. So $90 is your interest. Now, since this is an investment, that means that you get this $90. So at the end of your term, at the end of the 3 years, you would have $590 in the bank. Another way interest can affect you is if you borrow money from a bank, either with a credit card or a loan. If you borrow $2,000 for 5 years at an interest rate of 17%, how much interest will you have to pay? Well, it's the same equation. So interest equals the principal, which is my starting amount, which is the $2,000, times the rate. I need to turn 17% to a decimal. And then the T stands for time, and that's 5 years. So if I multiply 2,000 times 0.17 times 5 years, the interest I would pay is $1,700. So that means if I bought something on my credit card for $2,000, I would end up owing the credit card back $3,700. That's why you need to be careful with credit cards, because you can end up paying a lot more than the item actually costs. Here's another example. If you invest $1,000 for 10 years, and after 10 years you had $1,500 in the bank, what was the interest rate you received? So it's the same equation. Now, you started with 1,000 and you ended up with 1,500, which means that you earned 500 in interest. So 500 goes for the interest. The principal was 1,000. They did not tell us the interest rate, but they did tell us that I had it in the bank for 10 years. So on this side of the equation, I multiply 1,000 times 10, which is 10,000. And then I divide both sides by 10,000. So my interest rate would be 500 divided by 10,000. My interest rate was 5%. One more example. If you invested $1,500 for 6 years, and after 6 years you had $2,250 in the bank, what was your interest rate you received? First, we should calculate how much interest we got. So we take what was in the bank after 6 years minus what I put in at the start, and I earned $750 in interest. So that's my I. My principal is how much money I put in the bank at the beginning, which was $1,500. The interest rate's what I'd like to find, and I had it in the bank for 6 years. So the first thing you should do here is multiply 1,500 by 6. That's $9,000. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 9,000. So 750 divided by 9,000. And my interest rate's about 8%.